Hey guys, it's John McNamara, host, running Vegas. We're talking local sports, business, real estate. If you guys like what you see today, subscribe, follow us on Running Vegas Podcast on Instagram.
Okay.
And today, we got a special co-host.
What's going on? Call me co-host.
Co-host George Hernandez in the house. We're excited to, we're talking festivals today.
Festivals, a little bit of Summerlin, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That's going to be good. We're
Yeah,
fun. It's going
I'm
to be fun.
excited.
So let's start it off.
Okay.
So you and I, it was about a month ago, we went to Boots in the Park.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
or
what-
what did you think?
I liked it. I thought it was, I haven't gone to a country concert in a while.
Yeah.
It was kind of a neat setup, good energy. It was chill. One thing I liked about it versus like the typical Vegas festival, you know, there's a lot going on where it was
Yeah.
just kind of chill. So
Yeah.
what were your thoughts?
I liked it too. So I had never been to that park. I didn't even know it existed. And I actually liked the fact that there was one stage. So I feel like I wasn't rushing from one place to the other, and especially in the condition that I was in. So for those of you that follow me, really quick, I've had sciatica since February 28th, and it's been really bad. I can't walk. But because the stage was, or because there was only one stage, all my friends were able to like pick a place and we were able to chill there, party there. I couldn't walk or drink or anything like that. So that wasn't very fun. But yeah, I liked the artist. I liked that it was 2 days. I thought the venue was really good. It was very well organized with the parking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd definitely go next year.
Would
you go?
Yeah.
Or?
I liked it.
Yeah.
What was your favorite band that you saw? You went for 2 days. My favorite night was Friday night.
Yeah, because that's the only day you went.
Yeah.
So I liked everybody. I forget the kid that was right before Old Dominion. I am so bad with names, guys. So I don't know
Is it the
song
Florida
names.
Georgia Line guy?
No. Well, what's the name of that? What's his name?
Tyler?
Possibly. Yeah. Whoever it was before Old Dominion. That was cool. So you guys, I don't know music like that. I don't know.
Well, good thing we're having a festival pod today.
Yeah, I don't know.
About
Well,
music.
yeah, so I go with the flow and like, is the vibe good?
Yeah, I
and
feel
that's
ya.
what I'm about. But so I don't know if I had a favorite. Did you or?
I was Parmalee, which was like
Okay.
surprising because I
Yeah.
haven't listened to them probably in about like 10 years. I'm like, oh, I know this song. I know this song.
Yeah.
So, and they weren't like one of the headliners, but just brought back good memories. And to be fair, I'm getting you going, but like I literally looked up all the bands before we came here because I couldn't remember what they were called either.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
kind of giving you a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
So typical you.
yeah. Got them.
Got me.
But yeah, it was cool. The food was good. I enjoyed it. I would definitely go next year. So yeah, it was a good festival.
Yeah, I definitely go next year too. And I love that location.
Yes.
So I think my favorite part was actually being able to, it's so close to home and not having to deal with the strip parking
Great point.
situation and all of that stuff. Because that just seems, to me, this seemed almost like for those of you guys that go, I love it. It's more like an older people thing, but I identify with being older. Like music on the lawn.
Yes.
So I'm like, hey, it's
Like a
cool,
bigger
it's
version
chill.
of that.
It feels like the neighborhood concert that you want to go to,
Yeah.
as opposed to you're going into the strip and you're dealing with all of that and you're trying to pre-party, like, you know, before you go into the concert at a casino. This felt like, I don't know, like true neighborhood vibes.
it was because
And
it
that's
actually.
what I long for.
Yeah, and I agree with you because back in the day, and I can't remember what it was called, but they had a festival there forever at Desert Breeze. It's actually in a different location at Desert Breeze now. So that was a little confusing when we got there.
Yeah.
But they had a festival running for, I mean, ever since I was in Vegas. It was really the only festival in Vegas until Life is Beautiful. And then festivals like started to become a thing.
Yeah.
But after October 1st, it went away. But it was actually just the same reasons you're talking about. That
Yeah.
was always my favorite It was chill. It was locals. The prices were cheap. Good food. You know, a little bit more family oriented. But yeah,
Yeah, and shout out to like Vegas Strong, right? So they made
Yeah.
it a point. So now that you bring out the October 1st, it's the first country festival, and it was very intentional where they chose that location was because there wasn't big buildings around. So not to make this podcast sad or anything like that, but it was intentional, and yeah, I feel like we should have more things like that in our community as opposed to having to go into the strip where it's geared towards tourists.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a lot of locals. We ran into a whole bunch of friends, and that was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I think it's like that's why I moved to Vegas, because even though we are a big city, it still sometimes has a small hometown feel.
It does.
At least for me and where we live.
Yeah, I feel like we see somebody we know every time we go out, for sure, right?
Yeah,
So,
my luck.
yeah. But it's a big city, but small town feel in ways, right?
Yeah.
So it was fun. I would definitely do it again, and I agree. And there's a lot going on with the economy right now, and one thing I will say is, like, when I first moved here, it was
What's going on with the economy?
a lot.
Oh,
You haven't heard of it? The tariffs?
No. Okay.
But when I first moved here, and that was a great recession, but like it was so much more towards locals, and there was so much more opportunities, and you get cheap drinks or food or whatever you're looking at. There was more opportunities, and I felt like a lot of that went away. So I'm seeing in the economy right now, just like going to certain places. Now we're seeing local specials again.
Yeah.
We're seeing festivals like this that are geared towards more locals. So I would love to see more of that too in our community, because there's like 3 million of us. There's plenty of us to go around.
Right.
So
I'm glad you brought that up. So my head's
Yeah.
going a little into ADD gear, so local specials are coming back, and I don't know if it's because of the recessions of their tariffs or any of that. Not that
Yeah.
I care about any of that stuff. We got to keep it moving. But Palms has free from Monday to Thursday, free cabanas for locals as
sick.
long as you sign up. And I just had a staycation at the Grand, and they have free locals Mondays. And Circa is kind of doing the same thing.
See?
So that is kind of cool because it kind of brings the community together. So
yeah. I think overall it's good. When there's ever a shift in the economy, you just got to, like you said, I love it, keep it moving.
Yeah.
There's other opportunities out there, which is usually local specials, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there's plenty of things to do.
But if you guys know the drink specials, let me know.
Let me know,
because
too.
I haven't found good drink specials anywhere. Jing, I guess, is pretty good.
Good segue.
Yeah. All right.
We got Whole Foods in Summerlin.
Oh, don't even get me started on Whole Foods.
We're starting.
Okay. All right.
We're talking about it.
All right, so you and I were there opening day. So let me start by John and I were there opening day.
Yeah.
It's a pretty store. It is. You don't feel all cramped up when you're going through the aisles like you did on the old one, the old Whole Foods. There is no bar, which you anticipated there might have been.
Yep.
And if you guys don't know, John and I go to Whole Foods anywhere we travel.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of Whole Foods. I feel like
I force you to go to all the Whole Foods.
Yeah. I feel like you need to start a review on Whole Foods on your Instagram.
Yes.
And
I've
just
heard this,
give
yeah.
your yeah, from me.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to be so critical, but do I dare say I was underwhelmed? I mean, really, I was underwhelmed. I'm like, this is what we've been anticipating in Summerlin. And you guys, you have to realize we live in Summerlin, so I'm expecting more. And here's why I say that, and I dare to say that, is because the Summerlin master plan community for that region in that area was all bars, all restaurants, shopping going into the ballpark. It was going to almost offer, I don't know where everyone else is from, but I'm from California, and it's where what UC Davis is.
Yeah.
UC Davis has, if you guys don't know, to give you guys context, they have all these bars that lead up to the college games, and I'm like, this is gonna be like that. That's really cool. But what's coming into Starbucks is right next door, and what's coming into Summerlin, I'm bored
Yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love Summerlin, and I just thought we would be a little more progressive. I thought that we would have a little more fun with the things that are coming in, and it just feels like an extension of a shopping center to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think it was anything great to look at. I mean, if you're hungry, go, and if you think you're eating healthy, go there too. And I won't go on that rant, but yeah, if you identify with being a Whole Foods lover, yeah, go and let me know what you think.
Well, I identify that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, that's why I said it.
I know. But yeah, I feel kind of the same way. Yeah, it's fine. It's definitely an upgrade. I felt like you too, because there's 3 Whole Foods in.
You think it's truly an upgrade though?
Then the Charleston one? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, just because why?
Lighting, it's larger. Yeah, it's nicer. There's a better patio area, better location. So there are pluses.
Okay.
And I just thought they had so much opportunity to do other things and kind of blow it out of the park a little bit, and they absolutely, in my opinion, did not. Like you said, like bar, it could have been even bigger. Because the one thing about downtown Summerlin is you will go there on a Tuesday afternoon and it's absolutely packed. There is so much more. We could have 2 downtown Summerlins, and there would be plenty of opportunity in business.
Right.
And so I felt like Whole Foods. So it's really interesting because when you're looking at it, you think it's this big. You think it's like going to be twice as big, and it's actually not. So there's actually another part of it where they're going to have stores in there. I think there's like a Mediterranean Greek place.
Optic Gallery, which I'm sure will be cool. Yeah.
So it ended up being Whole Foods plus some other things. So overall, it's nice, but it just kind of reminded me of like any other Whole Foods,
Yeah, it is nice, and yeah, I'm just underwhelmed. I'm like, it's nothing. Yeah, everyone's like, well, there's 140 local people or stores that are being. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I kind of felt like, and maybe this is in my own head, right? Like, okay, this is like the flagship Whole Foods of the Las Vegas area. So they're going to go above and beyond.
Yes. Okay, that's a better way to put it.
And it feels like it's just another Whole Foods.
Yeah, there's nothing special. We've been to Whole Foods in other areas that are cities, and I won't even name the cities, that are not as nice, and they are superior to what was here and is brand new.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we shift gears, since we're kind of on a rant a little bit, can I talk about Starbucks? I thought there was going to be a Starbucks Reserve. Just really quick, and then we can move on.
Yeah, you're fine.
So Starbucks is right next door, guys, and there was a little bit of rumors that there was possibly going to be a Starbucks Reserve. For those of you guys who don't know what a Starbucks Reserve is, I would say, first of all, if you like Starbucks, run to one. They have a bar concept there. Amazing sandwiches, amazing pastries. I went to the one in Washington. And they do like espresso martinis and all of that stuff. And it's an experience. And I feel like that's why I'm so upset that these places aren't offering experiences.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunately, I feel like if I want an experience or I want authenticity, I have to leave Summerlin.
Yep.
I feel like other than that, I feel very... And you guys, anybody that knows me knows I love living in Summerlin. I love working in Summerlin. We have our office in Summerlin, but I feel like it's generic and hashtag basic.
Yeah.
So it's like hashtag basic. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, I'm not repping. I'm not repping.
I feel the same way. I really kind of like you.
But long story short, to finish that, it's not a Starbucks Reserve. It's just a regular Starbucks with a drive-through.
Yeah, so everything's basic. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too. Yeah, because originally when that ballpark came out, they were going to have a bunch of bars near the ballpark. There, and I think there's a lot of opportunity. And maybe they don't have a bar at Whole Foods because it has something to do with the restaurants and bars already in downtown Summerlin. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, I think there's more opportunity because honestly, if you want to have a good time, you're still going to Durango. You're going to downtown Las Vegas. You're going to the Strip.
Right.
Where Summerlin, there's a market out there for people like you and I and our friends that would like to stay in Summerlin, party a little bit, and not go to these places because it's convenient. But it's just maybe they just want to stay that family oriented, which is fine. But I think they're missing the boat.
And it sounds like we are just looking for the next happy hour. And here's the
Which
thing:
we
when
are.
I moved, which I am, we are. It's if I moved from the Bay Area to Las Vegas, it's because there was this certain appeal and this certain allure,
Right.
and that's why people move here. They move here to gamble. They move here for entertainment. They move here for drinking.
Right.
And when you're not hitting those things, I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Then it's like, might as well. I should live in a little city and just be happy and
There we
just
go.
call it good.
So, yeah.
But okay, we're gonna shift gears into more. Yeah, we're gonna be positive now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were positive. I think we were being
you know what? Yeah,
authentic
you know
and
what?
honest.
I feel like maybe I'm judging it. I was being 100% authentic, and you guys are always going to get 100% authentic from me. So
Like it or not.
yeah, exactly. But
Let's shift gears. So we went to go see the Fray at Bel Air Lounge in Durango Casino.
that was fun.
That was sick.
That was really fun.
So when Downtown Summerlin's not figuring things out, the Durango,
They did.
they did figure it out.
Yes.
They
yes,
got
yes,
it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They got it down. So Bel Air Lounge, if you guys haven't been, it's their outdoor area with the pool. I personally love the fact that you could be anywhere within, and I'm comparing it to Red Rock again because we live in Summerlin,
Yeah.
but anywhere you were in that venue, you can hear the band and still have fun, even if you're waiting for a drink at the bar, which sometimes when you're at Red Rock, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
You're at the bar and you're like trying to like listen to whatever's going on. But yeah, we saw the Fray. It was kind of, I want to call them classic. It makes us sound old, but I don't
Yeah.
care. Amazing like voice, amazing energy, amazing performance.
They were good. I recommend it because I wasn't sure because I used to like the Fray back in the day, but I haven't listened to them in a decade. Now Pandora really plays it.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how the phone works that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were good. I was
were
like,
really good.
I brought me back. You know, they had some good. You know,
They did.
some bangers for sure.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no, absolutely. It's like, it was good venue. It felt intimate, still kind of homey. It wasn't like big enough. Everybody was having a good time. Bartenders were all in a good mood. So shout out to Durango bartenders. We had a blast. Long story short, we had to work the next day, and we were gonna call it like an early night. And
Hopefully clients are watching this.
we had a lot of fun. Well, luckily it was a broker's open, so it was only agents. So agents
Yeah.
get agents. So
All agents drinking parties.
yeah, that's all we do. That's how we stay in the industry.
That's for sure.
But yeah, no, I thought that was really cool.
I thought it was too. So what I liked most is you hit on the nose was it's very intimate. Yeah, I mean, you could literally be right next to the band if you wanted to spot up. I did think the servers did the best of their ability, did overall a really good job. They probably could have had a couple more bartenders at those bars,
True.
keeping things moving
True.
a little bit better. Tickets were expensive as well because it is intimate. So it's kind of like boots in the park.
And they got
cheap
pricier
tickets.
the day of.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that because I bought the tickets. So funny story for you guys. I bought the tickets right when it came out. I'm like, I want to go see the Fray. Let me get the tickets. That way I make sure I go. Completely forgot about it. But by the time I told you about it, we were looking at tickets the day of, and tickets were going for one person what I paid for two.
Yeah.
So, and it was packed. I mean,
Yeah.
it was packed, but it wasn't like uncomfortable packed. But it was. I didn't know that many people still remembered the Fray, and then I was like, oh, maybe, yeah.
No, I did not expect that many people to be there. Like, I know it's intimate, but there's still a lot of people there.
Right.
But it's kind of cool, too, because it brings you back in time. And, you know, when you're going through when you're younger and that song hits and you're thinking about life and how you're so affected, it's kind of cool for 10 years later. Like, we were all going through it on some kind of level, and we grew
Okay.
up with this music together.
What does it
And-
remind you specifically?
The Fray?
Yeah.
I mean, they were emotional songs, right?
Right.
Like, over my head, like whatever. I'm not saying they're good, but you know, like you're in your feels, like nobody gets me. And then I go to a Fray concert and everybody feels exactly the same.
It takes you back to
it
like,
wasn't
yeah,
just me. It was
18-year-old.
1,000 of us
Yeah.
in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. It was a really good concert. So yeah, positives: intimate, cool setting, a little bit more expensive. You go to Boots Park, cheaper,
A lot of fun. Good
and a lot of
food.
fun too. So number next. So you and I are going to Bottle Rock. So,
Yes, since we're talking about festivals, Bottle Rock is. I love talking about Bottle Rock. we had Life is Beautiful, which is kind of gone because corporate took it over. So I hope that comes back. I know that they had a block party.
Rolling Stones came out the other day and they said they're going to start investing into bringing Life is Beautiful back. I don't think it's going to be this year.
So let me touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I love that they're bringing it back, but I want the original. And you guys, please post in the comments, DMs, however this podcast works, or shorts. I want the original one to come back, in the sense that I knew when corporate took it over, Life is Beautiful, because there was no more art. Everything felt very sterile. It's even like the fences that were supposed to keep people out. I don't know if you remember, there was local artists that would paint there or do different things. It just, the last 2 years, it felt like it was going downhill.
Yeah.
So if they do bring it back, I hope it's the one I remember from like 4 or 5 years ago, where it was beautiful and there was art and it was a mix of everything, as opposed to, I felt like even the bands went downhill, when corporate took it over. But
yeah, and you called it 2 years ago, because I remember you talking about it. I mean, you called it was going to be gone. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he really was. We're at the festival like, hey, this is going to be gone in 2 years.
yeah, and I told you, I'm like, there was no art this time. I'm
Yeah.
like, something's up.
Yeah, it did shift. It got away from...
Again, it didn't feel local.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
it didn't feel...
This is turning into the premise of this pod, which was not even intended, but keeps coming up. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's like the premise of Life is Beautiful was about Las Vegas. The Killers was the first, they needed to, they got to bring it back to that. And I think it'd be good timing, because we saw the Booths of the Park packed.
Right.
Packed. So
I think it's getting back to our roots, to our Vegas roots.
And Booths of the Park was very low promoted.
Yeah.
There was not a lot. It was like Facebook posts, like nobody was really talking about it. There was thousands of people at that thing. So hopefully Life is Beautiful comes back. They get back to the the original thought process of Life is Beautiful, Las Vegas,
essence,
the culture
of
of Las Vegas,
or
the
what
essence,
it was supposed to
the
be.
art. I love how you said that too. That's the cool thing about downtown as you go down there, because one thing I like about downtown Las Vegas too, and I'm not an art guy by any means, but when there is art down there from Life is Beautiful every year, like the landscape of downtown Las Vegas would change every year.
Right.
I would look forward to it because you're walking the same streets and they look completely different the next year.
Right.
It had such a great concept. So it's funny because we didn't even intend to talk about this.
No, but the leading up to it too, of looking at the new art, was different, because you're like, oh, people would 3 weeks before start painting on the walls, and it's just, it was a shame.
And the space is so good too, because it's well separated. They have 4 stages where they're not super far apart. Because I know, like, even we went to Weavers Young, and it was this small area. It did not feel safe.
Yeah.
It's a great place for it's mind blowing that we don't have a festival in that area, because it's honestly, I think, the best space for a festival in all of Las Vegas.
Yeah, when we were young, missed the mark on that. It's cell phone reception. I didn't feel safe. There was one place in and one place out, which to me doesn't make... For those of you guys who were there, I'm like, I want to know if you had as much anxiety as I did. Just trying to... At one point through the night, I'm like, hey, I'm just going to head out. Yeah. Just because the text messages weren't going through, and it's like it did get to you, and then... But... Yeah, I guess let's shift gears, since time is going by so quick, I guess, to Bottle Rock.
Bottle Rock. And this is actually the premise of this pod.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so it's an annual trip that we go, really enjoy Bottle Rock. Got another great lineup, so we want to talk more about that. So what are you most excited about Bottle Rock 2025?
You know what? Really, it's, I think, our tradition of seeing my family and them taking us to the festival and being there all day and coming back, and they choose a little bar. And for those of you guys who don't know, Bottle Rock is in Napa, which I love, and my family lives 15 minutes away. So they live in another place called Green Valley, California. So it's another little wine country town, whatever you want to call it.
It's a really nice area.
It's really nice, like just super expensive. Everyone's bougie, and I think that's why I like it, because it's like there's never any drama. No. It's a little bit of an older demographic, which I like. It's not like the EDC kids, no shade. I think it's that. I look forward to just the whole experience and the whole town. Yeah. And it's driving there 15 minutes away, and we're kind of, just having fun. And this year, I feel like they have a really good lineup. Yeah, they have a lot of like new and old. Benson Boone, I'm like, I'm a. Yeah,
So
I'm
we
a
saw
sucker for
Benson in
Boone.
Austin, was phenomenal.
Austin City Limits.
I
Yeah.
wasn't even like a big Benson Boone guy. I saw that guy live, and wow, like what a performer! He's got the lungs. He's doing backflips.
So let me
off
tell you guys a
piano.
funny story really quick.
Yeah.
So before John saw Benson Boone,
Yeah.
he actually wasn't a fan of even wanting to go see his performance.
No, I wasn't.
And that's why I was there.
Yeah,
Just him and Dua Lipa. And we're at our hotel. We're at the hotel lobby bar. And John's like, well, I don't really care about seeing Benson Boone. All he does is yell. And I think it's because he only knows this one song where he does.
Oh, he's great.
So he's like, and then we see him live, and there's substance there. He's a performer. He sings. He plays. He had
a song about his grandmother who passed away. So there was contests. So, like, one thing I love about, and I've gotten away. You would think like we go to concerts all the time, but I've gotten away from it. Is one thing, because there are times where I go see a band, I'm so excited to see them, and you see them live, and you're like, I'll never listen to that band ever again.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Or a Benson Boone situation, right? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, I think he's a one-hit wonder, and you go and you're like,
every song you're like, wow,
this guy's amazing. There's a difference, and then you listen to all their music. So that's one thing I love about concerts, because you really find out if you like a band or an artist or whatever, and it's the energy that they bring. It's not so much, like he's doing backflips off a piano, and singing in midair when he's doing a flip. I'm like, I have never seen that in my life.
Yeah,
it's spot on. So he was a winner of Austin
I wish
City
this
Limits.
was live. I feel like the next podcast, my ADD's kicking in.
Live.
If we can have like a live Instagram
Let's
and
do
people can engage, because I want to
could
see
do it.
how do you guys choose a festival is my first question to you guys. My second question is, what rituals do you have? Like, so this is going to sound very childlike, but I'm like, now I've gotten into like temporary tattoos before we go to like a music festival. I want to know, like, how do you guys prepare? How do you guys get your group of friends together? How do you guys choose like similar clothes? Like, it's just because EDC is kind of like that.
EDC
We were talking
like
to some
that,
kids yesterday. We were at Jing Happy Hour, and shout out to Jing. It's all those kids are amazing and awesome with us.
So good happy hour too, right? Goes 4 to 6?
4 to 6.
Okay.
And those kids are just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Or
good
maybe
energy,
we were
good
there so
service.
often
Go
that
straight
they
to the
just
bar.
like, they
and
just
then
love us.
California Pizza Kitchen goes from like 3 to 5. So we kind of So
but if you guys want to
you're
vibe, go to
Summerlin,
Jing.
that's kind of like the move.
if you want to eat, go to California. If you want to eat, go to Jing too. But if you want to vibe, go to Jing.
Yeah.
But anyways, what was I on? Now I'm
Bottle Rock. All right.
Bottle Rock.
So any tips? So you're going to Bottle Rock. Okay, let's talk about who's going to be there. So mine are, what I'm excited for is Friday. It's going to be Sublime and Green Day.
I forgot about them.
Saturday is going to be Benson Boone and Justin Timberlake. And then Sunday is Cage the Elephant.
Timberlake?
Huh?
Timberlake?
Timberlake. Whatever his name is. I don't know. That's probably how he said his name after he got his DUI.
It's like, okay, all right, all right. Yeah, take an Uber, take a Lyft. I'm like, we know this. You should have told yourself.
I'm just joking, Justin.
We for real today.
Yeah.
So my tip, if you're going to Bottle Rock, is hit me up, slide in my DMs, and we'll link up. We'll go have a drink. We'll take it from there. I'll be there all weekend, or we'll be there all weekend. We get there.
Yeah, we go all 3
fly out
days.
tomorrow early morning.
So
I want to know really quick,
tip?
who else books a flight ticket like I do? So I book our flights for our friends just to save $50, but you leave at 6:30 a.m. And I justify that because I'm like, we can go to like the Centurion Lounge and have a beer.
Yeah.
Does anybody else do that? Let me know. I don't know if I'm just delusional and I like make that make sense, or if everybody else does it too and I'm actually normal.
That is a good question. You're definitely not normal. But,
No, nor am I trying to be. But what were you going to say? What's another tip?
I just want to give one tip for Bottle
Well,
Rock.
you gave one already. You would like to give another tip.
Yeah, 2 tips.
Okay.
So my last tip is to, when you're going to enter, don't go in the front. Go into the back. You can get right in.
Okay,
my God,
I'm
okay.
done.
Okay. All right.
I can't. Yeah.
So, and you will skip a huge line. It's been a huge advantage for us. So, anyways, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank co-host George Hernandez in the
Thank you for
house.
having me again.
We're
So
going
much
to
fun.
Bottle Rock. It's going to be the best ever.
Check out our DMs. We'll be live.
Run in Vegas. Take care of yourselves today.
Cheers, everyone. See you soon.